So Lincoln, tell me, what do you think about being on the podcast?
Hi, Stinky. Hi. Love you. Okay, are you ready? Are you ready? Yeah? You want to walk to Dada? Yeah? You want to walk to Dada? Yeah, ready? All right, Javier. You go walk to you. You go walk to Dada. Ready, go. Oh! Oopsie.
Maybe this podcast room isn't very child friendly. Ooh.
All right.
I'm gonna take my shoes off for this.
Oh, I already did that.
Oh, thank you. He found a USB drive.
What a good baby.
Maverick, you want to come sit up here? I feel like it's tradition now. Lincoln can sit with your mom. You can sit with me.
Stinky?
Just
Light.
so, what are we gonna talk about this month?
Oh, okay. So we're going to start off by telling the viewers that every time we say Lincoln, no, or Lincoln, they have to take a shot.
Okay.
Yeah.
I feel like I started implementing that at our house already. Oh, look, he found a mouse. Come on, Maverick, get comfy. What do you want to get on the table? Go.
No way.
I mean, what?
I think he just wanted to flip around. Oops. All right, so where did we leave off last time?
I don't remember, but I guess, yeah, officially, this is officially episode number 2.
Yeah, officially episode number 2.
We have, as you can see, an add-on this time. We didn't have, look at him, he's walking.
Oh my God. Come here.
So,
It's going to be hard for both of us to concentrate.
yeah,
Lincoln, come here.
This is going to be, well, we have Lincoln on this podcast, so as you can, I'm pretty sure you can see him in camera just
Please
walking around.
continue watching.
So he's, yeah, I mean, obviously he's walking. He's about to get a little brother.
Yeah.
So that's big news.
After literally 9 weeks of waiting.
Yeah, I guess, I mean.
Lincoln,
He's adjusting the lights.
take a
for
shot.
us. Lincoln, leave the lights alone, please. So, you have to drink the whole bottle if one of these lights falls over. How about that? Lincoln, you're about to see a light just crossing in front of the video. No joke, he's about to... Hey! So, yeah, these episodes with the baby are they're gonna be a little bit hard. And I look down to laugh and Maverick starts licking my face.
Linky, come here.
I love you, buddy.
Lincoln, come here. Come here. Come here. Come here. Come here, Bubby.
I have a light stand in front of my face. Well, if you guys were curious, this is a great video filmmaker light. It's 150 watts, and it has a full spectrum of colors. Yeah, Lincoln thinks this is a paid advertisement. All right.
Come here, Bubba. Lincoln, come here.
Leave the light over there.
Come here, Booger.
The light over there.
Come here. You can
sit
see
with
Mama?
me. We'll see how long
You
this
can see
lasts.
Mama?
I give it 5 seconds before he finds the microphone under your neck.
Mama.
Yeah, Mama.
So yeah, I guess like we were trying to say, this is
Okay,
this is a full house of
Yeah.
a podcast. We got
Yeah.
Maverick, we got Lincoln, and then the two of us, obviously.
Yeah.
So now he's going for the
Now
plants.
he's going for the plants. Okay, so I think that last time we...
Oh gosh. Oh, I feel like this is just gonna be a big bloopers video.
Yeah, literally.
You saw you cracked your cup, by the way? The lid?
Oh yeah, that was been a while.
Oh, okay.
I think somebody like knocked it off the.
I think somebody's about to knock it off again.
Somebody.
What are you trying to say? Mama what? Okay. Well, I'm trying to think of where we left off last time.
I think we were talking about like, I don't know if we talked yet about like our first day in LA. I think that's what really did us in, you know?
Well, I mean, I do remember about like talking about the whole trip we took over to LA and everything like that. It's okay, did it fall?
Yeah.
Just like put it inside of your dress or something. It doesn't need to be held on there that tight. Yeah, I mean, I think we talked about like our road trip and everything, but I don't think we got into the specifics of our first day out there, which was kind of chaotic, to say the least.
You know what? I don't remember. I feel like you did, because you were like, oh, like Amanda even had a job offer, but that might have been like we were telling somebody that the other day. I might be thinking of like something else. He just puked on my fucking cup. Oops.
Oh, gosh.
No, don't eat it. No.
Do you need napkins?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm sorry, but how are you using a blanket right now?
I'm cold.
Bro, I'm literally sweating. So... okay, so back to our conversation.
I would love to get back to our conversation.
All right, so our first day in LA.
I can't see you because of Maverick.
No, let him go on the floor. Let him go. Go.
Give him your blanket to lay down on, maybe.
Oh, okay, here. Lincoln and Maverick take a nap? You guys take a nap together?
Together? What did you
Together? There you go.
Go.
Oh.
Maverick's in.
Maverick's on it.
So,
Okay.
first day in LA.
Yeah.
We had just gotten there. It was pretty late.
Yeah, it was like 8:30.
And we went... Did we have a reservation at the KOA that we brought
Yes.
the trailer to?
Yeah.
For just one night?
No, maybe we didn't only because we didn't know how far we were going to make it that day. And remember, I had that job interview, so I had to make it to LA, you know?
What time... Do you remember what time the job interview was at?
I was supposed to be at like 7:30
And it was a Buffalo Wild Wings, right?
Yep.
And what time did we get there?
Like 8:45.
So we were late.
Yeah, we were really late. And the first thing the guy said to me was, like, you know you're late. And I said, in my defense, I called you and told you that I was literally moving here right this second. And then I called you again to tell you that I was going to be late. So, but he was not a very nice person. And literally, I remember going in there. Oh, I guess he can't have this?
No, because he's going to mess with the TV.
Okay. Plant? Do you want to plant?
What is Maverick doing?
What Maverick does. He was like, oh, you're never going to pass the California food safety. Remember, I came to the car and I was like, screw that guy, like, blah, blah, blah. Remember?
Yeah. I'm trying to think of what our first job was after we had gotten to LA.
I remember.
Obviously, that job.
Well, I know what mine was. Yeah, obviously, I didn't get the job.
Obviously, that didn't work out.
Yeah, that did not work out.
What was yours?
Mine was at Long Beach Convention Center. That's all I remember. Like, I just know that it was a gala for like 5,000 people at the Long Beach Convention Center.
And I remember actually doing a couple things at the Long Beach Convention Center myself.
Yeah.
It was always very large events because it was really, really big.
And they had like a really good team there. Like their catering managers and everything were like, were awesome.
Oh, I remember all the girls just always wanting to spread drama. Here, take my phone. E-I-E-I-O. Hello.
E-I-E-I-O. Yo.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we left the job interview, and it was Jack, which was our Ridgeback. I was gonna say English bulldog. We'd have never had an English bulldog. Jack was in the car with us because we couldn't leave at the trailer.
No.
Because we just gotten there, we didn't know where we were. So it was Jack, you, me, in the truck, no trailer. Thank God, got dropped off.
It off.
Yeah. Where we were staying that night, and we went down Hollywood Boulevard.
I remember that.
Remember?
That was after your job interview.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, after.
We wanted to go there. I mean, that's kind of like right where my school was at, and we drove. I don't remember what song we played, but I remember just driving down the street.
Yeah.
Like
windows
super
down.
fast. Yeah.
Yeah.
He is trying to eat the table. Come here.
What's wrong? What's wrong?
Yeah, and we thought we were gonna live in.
Do you want to watch Miss Rachel? Do you want to watch Miss Rachel?
He's tired. Look at him just chilling.
Oh, I know. He took a 12-minute nap today.
Come here.
I'm so happy.
Stomp, stomp. Hey.
I'm so happy.
Here. Deco. Yeah. So we should be good for about like 6 minutes.
It'll be our shortest podcast yet. No, I was trying to think of where it was, like in Glendale that we had that trailer park lined up at, right?
Yes.
And the guy ultimately was like, "Oh no, you guys can't stay here. You need to be making like $100,000 a year to live at a trailer park." And we just wanted to rent it for like month to month.
Yeah.
And I forget what they were charging, but it was really expensive to like rent. Like you could almost get an apartment for what they wanted to charge at this place. And ultimately we made our move up north. And if anybody knows,
remember how he was like, "Oh, that place is trash. The KOA is trash. There's rattlesnakes.
There's
the
rattlesnakes.
train every night." Remember? And then when he told us that we weren't allowed to live there and we couldn't be there, he was like, "Well, it's not that bad."
Yeah.
You know, he tried to make us feel a little bit better.
Yeah. But I remember we drove up. It was in Santa Clarita. I guess it was really Acton.
Yeah.
Was the actual town. But if you're not familiar with that, Santa Clarita is kind of the general area. It was the big neighboring city. It was about, an hour and a half away from Hollywood.
Yeah.
15 minutes if there was no traffic, but an hour and a half because there was always traffic.
Yeah.
And I remember just driving up there and just sitting in the traffic, and we were pulling the trailer, and it was like super miserable for us because what we kind of did have planned didn't happen.
Yeah.
But at least we had a backup plan, which was to drive, I guess it was a backup plan that we came up with on the spot. But it was to drive to Santa Clarita, which was like an hour and a half away, tons of traffic.
Try and see if we could get in. Because we just didn't know.
Yep.
We had no idea. And remember, it was like $700 a month.
A week.
No. No, bro. How could we afford that?
I don't know.
It was $700 a month.
Well, I remember like paying for a week.
No, I think that's what we did to figure out our lives.
Yeah, because we didn't know what we wanted to do,
Yeah.
and then we were like, eventually said, hey, can we stay for a full month? And then what the whole deal was, and the way it worked.
Let me see, Bubba.
The way the trailer park worked, if I remember correctly, you could stay there for a month, and then you had to leave for 2 days.
Yep.
Yeah. So we would stay there for a month, and then we would have to take our trailer to another trailer park down the road. It was called Soledad Canyon. Terrible place to live. But you know what? At the time, it was really all we had.
Hey, it was all we had.
It was like $50 for the 2 nights.
Yep.
Or $50 per night, so it was $100 for the 2 nights.
Yep.
We'd go there for 2 nights, and then we'd go back to the KOA.
So we'd have to attach like poop and pee lines, electric, water, all the things, and then
I don't think you did that ever.
I took a part.
I did most of it because I got down to the point where like I had certain gloves that I would use, and I knew where everything was, and I would do it within. I mean, at first it was a little bit longer, but at one point,
oh my God, we had it together.
It was just it was a couple of minutes.
Do you think you could see Maverick on camera?
I don't know.
That shit was funny.
But yeah, I mean, we had it figured out at one point, and it was back and forth and making it work. Probably not good to say, but I remember we used to have a pass.
What are they going to come after us?
So they used to print out a pass.
Try us.
And on that pass, it would say it would say whenever you were supposed to leave, and that way the security guard knew if you were like past your stay, because that was the only way of knowing, what trailer is supposed to leave at what time. And they would print out a pass that would say like in big letters like the day, and for instance it'd say like like 0505, which was like May 5th. And then at one point, you used to need one of those passes for the vehicle and then for the trailer itself.
Correct.
And I remember at one point we had so many of those things laying around that we would the next year came around, and they wouldn't put the year on it. It would just say like 0505.
Yeah.
So we had so many
time
of these.
everything.
Yeah.
Because it just got so hard to move. We just you're okay. It just got so hard to move.
Yeah.
Because we had so much going on that it was easier to just find a pass and call it a day.
Yeah, and nobody ever knew. Like, it was funny because, I mean, maybe if they listened to this podcast one day, they'd find out what we were doing. But they should have really stepped up their game, because they had no way of knowing if you just made a fake pass or put an old pass up from the previous year.
Yeah.
And that was kind of a little cheat sheet that we did whenever we needed an extra couple of days or something like that.
Yeah, to get our lives together.
Yeah, because you're right. It's like, sometimes the day you needed to move the trailer was a day that was not convenient for us with school and work and everything we had going on.
Thank God we didn't say what the place was actually called. So they can't.
It was the Thousand Trails. It was the Thousand Trails in Soledad Canyon.
Address.
Yeah, I think it was actually 1301, if I'm not mistaken. It was like the numbers for the place. Well, to add to that, we had a vehicle that got towed from there.
Yeah.
We were moving. This is like one of the things that happens.
Yeah.
We were moving the trailer from one park.
I think I was in Florida
to the other, and you were in Florida, or something happened where we couldn't get one of the vehicles over, and we left it on the side of like this Soledad Canyon Road, which is like the main.
Whoa! Hey,
be gentle.
Be nice to your brother.
Maverick didn't flinch for that one.
God,
but yeah, I remember leaving the vehicle like on the side of the road, and like 2 or 3 days later, we were like, oh my goodness, like our camper van's on the side of the road. Let's go get it. And I mean, it was like a 1989 or a 1990s.
Yeah, but you redid it like so nicely
Yeah, on the inside it all had
Yeah.
it had pallet wood and
Pallet
all
wood,
recycled materials. But yeah, I mean, I remember just like going to pick it up one day and it was completely
just
gone, and we thought it got stolen. I called the police department and they were like, "No, we towed it because it didn't have a license plate." And the VIN number is not registered to anybody in California because we were from Florida, and it was a whole nightmare. And long story short, it would have costed more money in towing fees and everything
to get it back.
The vehicle was actually worth. I remember paying like $900 for the van
when we bought it. Yeah.
And then I mean, I put maybe like $1,000 to $1,500 in it.
But more time. You put more time.
More
than
time
anything.
than anything.
Yeah. Yeah.
But that was a good time living up there in Acton. I feel like it was awesome because, for instance, the movie Ford versus Ferrari was filmed up there.
Oh, yeah.
And we lived there during that time.
Yeah.
There was a barn right by our house that was in a lot of popular movies.
Yeah.
Kirby Fully Loaded is one of them.
It's Herbie, Javier.
Oh, Herbie Fully Loaded. Are you sure?
Yeah.
You want to just throw your phone?
100%.
Yeah, but anyways, it was a really cool place to live. It was very like country and dirt roads and back roads, not,
the sunsets were beautiful.
Not a lot of pavement.
Because
we were in the mountains.
Yeah. 100%.
And unlike LA, which is like super crowded and overpopulated, people here actually, like, the houses had a lot of land.
Yeah.
And there was a lot of farms. There was like a huge winery. The Agua Dulce winery was up there.
Yeah.
Yeah, just a lot of really awesome stuff to do. We actually, after leaving Acton area, we lived in South Pasadena.
Correct.
And while living in South Pasadena, which, by the way, is like black and white difference from one another.
What was?
Acton to South Pasadena.
Oh, God. Oh, yeah.
We went from like living in the country
The
up in the
sticks.
mountains, to like living in like a super bougie, fancy town that had like great schools. And
Great
it was just
schools.
a small little community. They had like, I think it was like every Saturday they used to have like a parade or some
The
sort
wheels
of,
on the bus go round and round.
like some sort of like market or something.
Oh, yes, every Thursday.
And then what I was getting to is that after living in Acton, when we lived in South Pasadena, we actually bought an ATV, and our buddy Adam had the dirt bikes, and we would go to Acton and Santa Clarita to ride because like that's where you went. And I remember going back and being like, man, like I kind of miss it.
Yeah.
But
that drive, it was the miles that we put on, not even just the truck, but honestly on both of our cars was insane. It was insane.
But the funny thing, I mean, not funny, but the crazy thing to think is that it wasn't a lot of miles. It was more about the time. Like how long we spent in the car.
Yeah.
Just
to get home on like a work day would take us 2 to 3 hours.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just because of traffic. And I remember the other thing that would happen, it was Highway 14. Mm-hmm. We would be on the 101, we'd get off of that to go to Highway 14, which like took you to Palmdale. Mm-hmm. And if there was an accident on that road, that was the only way of getting to Acton and Santa Clarita.
Yep.
And you got to think during rush hour, that's where a lot of the city commutes to and from.
Yeah.
And that everyone would just be stuck. I remember one day I was going home, and I feel like you had to kind of sit through this too, but I had gotten out of film school early for whatever reason, and I had nothing going on. And I remember just being so excited to be getting home early, and somebody had crashed with a camper, and the whole camper and truck were on their side, basically blocking every lane of traffic. And if I remember correctly, unfortunately somebody passed away in the crazy accident. And when that happens, there has to be a major investigation.
Yeah.
And I remember them having the carpool lane, which is all the way on the left, and then the other lane next to that open, and everything else. And you got to think, this was like a 10 lane.
Yeah.
I would say like 8 or 10. Like there was a lot of lanes, including the carpool lane. Like there was probably about 8 lanes.
That seems excessive. Like, think about that. 8
I'm gonna
lanes.
pull up the Google Maps.
Yeah. I would say 6.
I would say 8.
Hello? Who's calling you? Hello? Lincoln?
One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. But hey, that's still a big
huge
freeway.
I mean, coming from one lane, you know what I mean? Like,
so basically,
we have one lane here.
They had four lanes shut off and 2 on the other, and I remember it easily took me like 4 hours, and I just remember telling myself like, why did I get out of school early? And that didn't need to happen.
Yeah.
So that was the worst part, was sitting in any sort of accident.
And I would get off of work.
Most of the time, people would like get into accidents, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Especially on Soledad Canyon, which was a 2-lane road, and it was
Lincoln,
super windy and super turny. Everyone take a shot.
Yeah.
Lincoln.
What's wrong?
Well,
he only had a 12-minute nap today, so.
I think I have one more funny story to end this.
Oh, we're ending it? We're done?
I think he's
I think the
had
kid
enough.
needs, yeah.
I think they've had enough too.
Yeah.
But one more funny story that just came to mind about Soledad Canyon and all that before we talk
and
about...
the 1,000 Trails at 1603.
Before we talk about like our South Pasadena, which let's try to remember that up next would be like living in South Pasadena, all the wonderful people we met while living there.
Yeah.
But on Soledad Canyon, there was kind of like here in the Florida Keys, if you're familiar with it, you have US 1, but then there's the old road.
Yes.
So you had highway. Okay, we're wrapping it up for you. So in in Santa Clarita, you had Highway 14, but then you had Soledad Canyon that went around it.
Way far around it.
So, for instance, if there was an accident on the major highway, there was ways of getting around through like side streets, because unlike here, there were so many more options.
Yeah.
So I remember there was a major accident, so we're trying to get around all the traffic, and there's a guy in front of us or behind us on Soledad Canyon. Then we get onto the highway for a little part. We get off onto another road, and somebody had tried to go around us, but they couldn't go. And eventually they went around us and like the car in front of us.
Oh my God.
And the guy that he cut off, who was in front of us,
not joking,
just held his hand on his horn
probably for
5 minutes.
Oh no. Bro, these fucking podcasts are going to be so funny. Because
what were you going to say?
45 minutes. Remember, he held it the entire time?
He held it forever, to where at one point it was funny.
The entire
but
time.
even we were like, holy cow, that's a lot of honking.
Yeah.
He was so upset, and his only way to just let this guy have it was to just hold his horn down. And I mean, it was the longest time I think I've ever heard anybody hold their horn down.
Yeah. Look at Lincoln looking at you.
What do you have to say? Do you remember living in Soledad Canyon? I don't think so.
No.
A, B, C. Wait, what is it?
E-I-E-I-O. You do?
E-I-E-I-O.
Lincoln. You E-I-E-I-O?
E-I-E-I-O.
Ready? Here. Say
He's gonna eat the mic.
E-I-E-I-O. Ready?
E-I-E-I-O.
You ready? E-I-E-I-O. E-I-E-I-O.
How does it taste?
E-I-E-I-O.
He just took a bite out of it. He's like, ooh.
Oh, what? Nikki, look.
All right, well.
E-I-E-I-O. No? Okay. But yeah. I think, we're having another baby.
You want to keep it going? I guess we could say some life updates.
Yeah, some life updates. It's been 9 weeks that we have been having testing, and everything
For the gender
and genetics. Everything kept coming back inconclusive, or just baloney. So, finally have a gender. Lincoln's getting a little baby brother. Boy.
In October.
In October or late September. Yeah.
Yeah. During
We'll
spooky
see.
season.
Spooky. Yep. What else is going on?
I think this has been a crazy podcast.
I think
If you've made it this far,
God bless you. Thank you.
yeah, thanks.
Thank you.
And if you're looking to ever babysit this wild child, you drop a comment below
You let us know.
and we'll drop him off. Just comment your address and we'll take him to you.